Well, hello and welcome along to another Finnart from the Toll podcast. I'm Toby, as you know, your host. I know, as I said to you, over the weeks and months coming up, I'll be tracking down players, coaches, managers, past and present, to go around all football things Finnart related. So if you're a player, a parent, coach, or more importantly, a fan of Finnart, this is the place for you, as we look down the mic from the Toll at all things Finnart. Our guest this week has been part of the Finnart Academy set up for the past 8 years, give or take a few months. He's also coaching all of his own teams at Finnart 2007 and the 2010s, and it is a full-time job, that's his words. He only popped in along, again, in his words, just when Mitch told him about the Finnart mini kickers, as he wanted to get young Jack involved. Sitting watching from afar at the window, not knowing he would be soon part of the setup. Hello and welcome along to Finnart from the Toll podcast tonight. It's Mr. Secretary himself, Jamie Marr. How you doing, mate?
I'm fine. I don't know about Mr. Secretary, but hey, we'll go with that.
No problem.
I'm not too bad.
How you been?
Yeah, not too bad. Lockdown's been life's been alright. I've not been that bad at all. Been working away and actually quite enjoying it a wee bit of peace and quiet.
So not much has changed for you? You're still working on the sale, are you still doing it?
Still working away. I think I had the first couple of days off, and then obviously the world realised that I was a key worker. And I had to go back and save the city, of course.
Aye, like Batman, Gotham.
That's it.
I touched a wee small bit there on obviously your baptism of fire and how you get involved with it. But let's hear your side of it and really how it went down. Who helped you into being part of the coaching staff?
Well, first of all, like everybody else, it's always you see on Facebook, is there any local football teams for 5-year-olds, 4-year-olds or whatever? I don't know how many times I've been tagged in those such a posts over the last so many years. But I obviously started out with that post. I put it up. Anyone know any local football teams for 4-year-olds at the time? When Jack was 4. And Mitch got in contact, gave me a wee phone, said Finnart are running the mini kickers. I don't think it long started up before that. I took him down the following Tuesday to Kilmarnock and haven't really looked back since. That's how he got involved. I was actually going to do coaching as a career, so I was. I had all lined up and stuff like that. I went to October week, went to North Glasgow College, done my leading sporting activity with an old Celtic Rangers coach, Drew Todd.
Right.
Great guy, he was my wee brother's coach over the years. So I went to do it as a career, but I just decided against it. Wasn't very good at the old studying and stuff like that. So, straight in. So, I think the guys that was doing mini kickers at the time was Woody and Bobby Sinclair was no longer in as well. So, outside the window at Kilmarnock, it was me, Chris Watson and Michael Gallagher, just chilling, talking about life in general. I think obviously Woody seen that I was keen, or maybe I should have just sat back and let them go with it. So when they started to hit me with the charm, you interested in stuff like that? The way I actually kind of charm people nowadays.
I've that ban on you, really.
I'm using his skills. I've used it so many times. So they hit me with are you interested in it? Have you done a wee bit before? And that way you kind of explained a wee bit, and then went, just come down. I was like, nah, I've no time. The same way everybody says to me, you've no time. Again, I hit them back with, you're doing here every week, aren't you? You're standing watching and so on through a wee window. Why don't you may as well just come in and get involved? And I'm like, I don't know. And then I thought about it, and then the next minute, I was in. I was involved. Mini kickers.
So you're part of the 2000 and, as you said, 7s and 2010s. So as we talk about, let's tell a wee bit more about that, the 2007, 2010, because obviously there's a transition for the 7-a-sides up to 11-a-sides. So how's that been for the kids? How have they adapted for it?
I think the transition from the 4s, 5s, 7s, we were the first age group, I think, in Scotland to go to 9-a-sides. I'm sure we were the first one to go. So when we did the natural player pathway progression, I loved it. I thought it was amazing. The first time I went to Fun 4s, I was like, wow, I was blown away. The amount of kids it was there inside Tory Glen, all in one place, running about, playing football. I was gobsmacked. It was the first time I'd ever seen it. Absolutely blown away.
I remember I went to watch it one day. I think it was Big Des was there and Matt Hara. Their teams were playing, so I went along to watch it. And I didn't realise it was as big, the four sides, as it actually was inside that. I've played in an indoor pitch hundreds of times, but just to actually see how many games were actually happening all at one time.
At one time. It's phenomenal.
And you're like, oh my God, this is unbelievable. And then to see it when it's outside as well, because there's other pitches happening outside, all playing the sevens and the fives away in the corner. It's so much football happening on that one day. It's unbelievable.
And that's just between 1 hour. You take away the younger age group is between 9 and 10, and then the sort of split is between 9 and 10 and 10 and 11 now. So there's 2 whacks of it. It's phenomenal. Do you know what I actually see the first time I actually went to it? It was quite funny. Jack was also at Rangers SABC at the time, doing a wee bit of training with them. He was only learning to kick the ball at that time, and they asked him to go to mini kickers as well. They go to the fun floors as well at the same time. So I wasn't really fully involved. He was just training with Finnart at mini kickers and also training with them at the same time. And they went away, and he went and he got the Rangers strip. It was 6 sizes too big for him. big number 6. So he was only away, so I was like big Jig McCulloch and stuff like that, give him a bit of the batter. And he went, and funny enough, who did we play? I think the second game.
Oh.
Finnart mini kickers. We played them in our second game, and he scored 2, beat them 2-0. He was getting pelters after the fans and the wains and stuff like that. The coaches still trying to trip him up and stuff like that.
Good stuff. That's the memories.
He got his own back because a few years later, he was still he went mini kickers when he was young. So he went twice to mini kickers because he was that young the first time he went. And he played against Rangers, and I can't even remember the score. You shouldn't keep the scores, but I think then you get carried away as a parent, don't you, and a coach also. And they scored a hat trick against him, and he was running up to the coach, the free signs and stuff like that. And I'm getting him, "Hi, enough."
See, you just said there, don't keep the scores right. So I don't really agree with that. I know what people are saying it is about fun and participation, right? But if you're always, you've got a desire to win. You can't want to play football and no win. You don't go, I'm going to get the game, we're going to get a draw. So do you still have that? Like, obviously, the sevens and 11s is different now, but how do you start to try and install that winning mentality if you've been playing for basically fun? Because that's what it is, the fun fours, the fun fives, things like that.
This is where I feel a wee bit the nation is falling behind on, because you get to a certain stage where, right now, for example, right, it's fun, non-competitive football from fun fours to the last year of 7-a-sides. To the last year of 9-a-sides now. And then all of a sudden, that we switch to competitive football. The boys have been dealing with, if they get hammered, right, which happens, it's happened to everybody. We've all had heavy defeats over the years. You've gave team heavy defeats, so other teams have had it as well. And that's the coach going back to them and try to pick the boys up and say, "Listen, boys, that result didn't matter. Remember, this is non-competitive football." And then 6 months later, you could get beat 4-0 and you're ranting and raving, and they're thinking, "Wait a minute, 6 months ago, I was allowed to get beat. Why am I not allowed to get beat now?" So I'm not a believer in the scoreline. Well, sorry, I take that back. In the non-scoreline, I feel you need to learn competitiveness. And if you've not got, it's any walk of life. You know that yourself. And in reality, if you've not got competitiveness in jobs, then you become lazy and
right.
It's just
you're just there. It's just an exercise. You're not really.
I think you need competitiveness in it. I think, especially, I know at Finnart, we install the competitiveness. As you know, early years, when was the last time Finnart was in a friendly? Friendlies are no friendlies.
Friendlies not a friendly. It's just a name they say.
Exactly. They see Finnart, and I don't know, but Phil must have infected people for the last 40 years, because everybody seems to hate us when we come up against him. So the non-competitiveness wasn't really there, but I firmly believe that we need to change the narrative a wee bit. Maybe not fun fours, because I like the fact that fun fours, there's a ball, go and play.
You just go and enjoy it, express yourself. I like that fact that they can go and express themselves and there's nothing really, if they lose the ball, they lose the ball. Just go and enjoy the game and get used to kicking the ball, just feeling the ball at their feet. You know what I mean?
I think they're trying to get back, because obviously when we were younger, you've seen people playing in the street 24/7, light or night. Nowadays, that's not there anymore. So I understand where the SFA are coming with trying to get street football back. I get that, because it's kind of street football. You know, at school, 20 aside, one ball.
Yep.
You chase the ball.
I've got to take the signs down. I've got to take the no ball game signs down, mate. Let the kids. Let's reclaim the grass areas. Let's reclaim them and give the kids.
It didn't even need to be grass areas. It could be any area. Any area.
I used to build goals near enough every other night of the week.
No, then
they took away. You build another set.
Certain local authority used to come and take them down.
Aye, that's it. Obviously, so touch a wee bit of that, but how? So you just don't do that. You're not just involved with the football as well. Obviously, we said the other one I called you Mr. Secretary, but you deal with a lot more than just the two teams. Tell us about your stuff with the coaches, the coordination, and all the other stuff you do to support the full Finnart setup.
Do you know, as I said to you before, the full, you know yourself better than anybody, the full Finnart setup, it's a full-time job once you get going. There's no night off. It's well, obviously this is a different set of circumstance just now, but in a normal circumstance, it's every night. It could be a meeting with all the coaches on a Monday night. It's training Tuesday. Both of my kids are at two different teams on a Tuesday night, two different age groups, two different venues. Wednesday night, it could be something popping up with an issue at a certain team. It could be why I listen to Phil rant and rave about something, why I moan about something. It could be fundraising.
It's endless. The list is endless.
It's endless. I'm not even scratching the surface, but the stuff that pop up is crazy. So it is.
Obviously, not that long ago, to be fair, we just got to quality match. Quite a bit of a while away now, but at the time, how did you feel that went? How did you come? It was yourself, you, like say people involved, like Phil, Stuart, Gary.
The first one was maybe a good 6 years ago. Maybe the first one, maybe even 5 years ago, 6 years ago. A lot of that work was done by Jamie as well to get the first level. Jamie McGowan, senior. I don't know if I should be calling him senior. Should I be calling him senior? Are you senior, Jamie? It was Jamie pretty much done a lot of the work for that. Obviously after that, that's when Jamie gave me that another famous speech that Jamie gave me. Let's help me with this. Let's do that. And I think he's seen the future. Maybe he's seen a light, a wee door that he could escape through.
Yeah.
I actually used Jamie's speech again on Gary Dunlop as well. Funny enough. But the quality mark's a great thing. It was, see, achieve that for the first time. It was fantastic. To achieve the second stage, the development stage, again, that was a great achievement. There's a lot of work going on in the background to get it all in place, to get coaches at a certain level, certain badges, make sure everybody's got a PVG, certain amount of teams and so on. So it is a lot of work in the background to get it. A lot of meetings as well. People don't realise that you're going to the Emirates on a Tuesday night at 7 o'clock, whatever, or just to speak to the guys at Glasgow Life. They obviously help you get through the quality mark and make sure you've got the relevant things in place to achieve your goal. But it's a great thing. Every club should strive to it. Even the award nights are even better as well, because you get a suited and booted and you get your Finnart tie, a wee bit of grub, then you get your name called out in front of everybody and a big round of applause and so on. So it's a fantastic achievement to get it.
It's a great honour as well for a club, obviously, where we were, as we were saying, their full 40 years and the academy's the last 10 years, so to speak. But to where it was to what it is now, and it's still building, it's still changing every other week, month, year. We're trying to be better than what we are.
That's it. It's like doing stuff like this. It helps build the profile of the club. Obviously, we're sponsors ad and stuff like that as well. It builds stuff. It puts the name out there. More people interacting with the club, more viewers, like you're saying about subscribers and so on. So the more we can do, the better. I think we just need a wee bit more people pulling in the right direction, and it can go anywhere it really wants.
So, as a manager, what is your biggest challenge or your biggest issue that you've had so far, and how do you think that could be changed or could have been better handled?
You know, over the years, I've not really had any major issues. I don't think. A lot of coaches will say, speaking to other coaches, it's 9 times out of 10 parents. Or you speak to coaches, or you see coaches speaking on chat rooms or coaching forums and so on, and they'll blame the parents for everything. I think over the years, I've had a fairly decent list of parents. I've not really had any major issues. The possibly the biggest issue I've had, it's a hard one because when you're at 7-a-sides, for example, you're splitting your team up. You've got 2 teams, and you've got a strong league, if you want to call it, and it's hard using the words A and B. So it is, if you want to call it that. It's a hard one. You've always got a wee stronger one. I think you try your best to split it and keep it as competitive as possible, but sometimes where you've been put in a certain division, if you want to call it, because the leagues are tiered pretty much, even though they're non-competitive, they're still tiered.
Mm-hmm.
The players and coaches know the good teams you're playing against. So finding the balance with that is really hard. But I would say the biggest issue I had, again, it was new to me. I stopped playing football when I was 17 or so. So it was a good wee while. And again, when I was playing, I was always good enough to start in the teams. So I never had any issues. But when I first went to 11-a-sides, I had 20 boys. And you can only strip 16.
Mm-hmm.
That first night, making that first phone call to parents to tell them their boy wouldn't be playing the next day was a hard shift. Now, I've had a lot of the boys in my team since mini kickers, so they're like wee nephews to me, and to make the phone calls to say you're no in the squad tomorrow, that was tough going. Tough going.
But obviously, that's my next point. As a parent as well and a coach, that's what I'm saying. How hard is it to keep it professional? That's what I'm going to ask, especially when your own kids play. You know what I mean? Do you? I know. I was quite fortunate. My man wasn't involved, and I used to play football. So it didn't matter to him. But I seen other guys whose dads took the team being really hard. You know, like Blair. You know what I mean? Brian was hard on Brian and Philip and that. So how do you find it hard to treat the kids differently, or?
I probably don't. I don't think. I would like to say I don't, but a lot of people would say that I'm too hard.
Aye.
I'm too hard on them. It's a hard one because do you know that I don't feel as if I'm too hard, especially Jack. Do you know what? I screaming ball at Lucy because she can take it. She's big enough and strong enough. She's big enough to kick boys and strong enough to kick boys. Then she's good enough to take a wee shouting off me as well. So, but with Jack, over the years, the thing is with me, I've seen him play away up there. And when he plays there or there, so I don't know if you can see that on that, but if he plays down that level, then I'm on his case because I know he can play up there, but at the same time, he's a kid. He's a Wayne, and it's the same way good players in Scotland. You've seen them play so many good games, and then they turn up and play a mediocre game, and that's the difference between elite players and your normal players. The difference between Messi and Ronaldo, they do it week in, week out. Whereas people like Aguero and so on, maybe they
turn on and off. But
at the end of the day, they're still world class players, but they maybe don't date as much as Messi and Ronaldo. So I'm hard on, and it's not even. I'm sure Leanne will nod to you when I say this. After every Sunday, it's an absolute rammy. I'm not going to lie. I'm at Lucy's game first thing in the morning. If we've won, then great. We're all smiley, cuddly, happy. After that, when I go to my game in the changing room with the boys, then rushing about, music on, she's running in. I'm trying to do team talk. She's running in the changing room with the boys. I want money for chips and so on. We get home, then Jack's team, maybe we get beat. Oh, we won, or he doesn't play good. We're in the motor, we're debriefing, just me and him. I think that's where it's hard. It turns into an argument. It turns into an all-day session. I think with the parents as coaches especially, it's 24/7 for the kids.
Yep.
24/7. You're turning up early, you're last away. I've actually got a picture of Lucy a few years back. You might actually have had it when we did the collage for the 40-year anniversary. And it's a picture of her, and she's got like 3 sets of bags attached to her, and she's dragging them out of Marr Gym Hall, and she's there just helping me, as she always was when she was away.
That must be good, but I know that feeling that your daughter and your son, or especially the daughter, like boys are always going to play football, but for your daughter to be right involved and want to do that and run about. No, I mean, that's just, for me, it's just brilliant, especially when you get your 2 kids, mate.
She's been there since she was 2. So she's been involved with Finnart since she was 2.
So she doesn't know any different. That's what I mean.
No, she doesn't know any different. This is her life, and she she's gone to make like her dude go bald. So she is.
It's not that big Phil said he's got her done for tote money already, that you.
Oh, she was a fortune in total already. She's always been there. Every training session that I went to, she's always been there. I remember going to the old Joma shop that we used to go to, and she talked Phil into buying her a pink Finnart hat. I think she was the first one to have the pink Finnart strip as well. She was, after my training, say like mini kickers on a Tuesday, then my boys were in as well. The 2000s were coming in straight after us. They were doing some fitness work in the gym hall on a Tuesday between 7 and 8. She would join in with them. So she would get pictures there when she's only 2-3 year olds, stoning, holding the leg up, stretching the leg with the boys there. I think it was young Kenny Camp. Is it Kenny Campson?
Aye.
He was the captain of that team. Then I'm putting them through their paces. She's balled up. Her wee legs are teeny, man. So she's been there for the very start. So to see her actually playing, it's fantastic. It's not just her. We obviously got the other lassies team, the last girls section, and also within the 2010s they've got 2 other girls as well. The 2 twins, Katie and Kayla, and also Gary's got a few as well in his set up with 2009. So to see girls playing football, it's terrific, man. It really, really is. Especially when
they're actually confident enough to just put in the tackles and take the tackles. I remember years ago, me and Jack and Ellie took a team, and we had a lassie Debbie Shankly playing, man. She was absolutely amazing. She'd run through brick walls and all that, you know what I mean? And she would be playing against boys that were 2 year older than her. And she was probably the same as you, Lucy, just in and about it, loved the game. And it was amazing to see that, you know what I mean? Back then, never mind the now, and it's women's football is getting a big write-up, and it's getting better.
The passion, I think the passion that she shows, not just for Finnart, but for football in general. Obviously, I'm not going to mention some of the songs that she sings, but she absolutely loves football, and to see the women's game now thriving, it's brilliant. It really is. Especially, obviously, Rangers and Celtic were the first teams to go professional in Scotland. So the more teams do that, then just need Glasgow City next or so on. But the more teams that do it, the better for the ladies' game in general.
So obviously we're talking about the kids here. We've talked about earlier on about how you've been through the lockdown. How have you been keeping in touch with the players during the period? I've seen a lot of kids, like football clubs, doing as many Zoom sessions. They do a bit of training and the coach talks them through it and gives them pointers how to improve their technique and their game. Have you done anything like that? Or?
Do you know, there's Princess just came in there. She obviously heard me talking about her, so she is. Do you know what? My section actually haven't. Now we have it all. We were expecting this to be pretty quick and get ourselves back, but as I said, I've been extremely busy. I've been working right through this, so it's been absolutely crazy for me personally. I've been flat out. But with in regards to the 2010s, over the last few weeks, it's actually been quite funny. They've been set small tasks each day, each week. A wee run here, a wee 10 sit-ups, a wee 10 sit-ups, press-ups and so on. And seeing the kids do that, it's been a wee bit of fun and games. So actually some of the kids met up and socially distanced, did a jog around Hugginfield Lock to keep their fitness up as well.
Right. That's the thing. It's just trying to keep them going, keep them motivated, keep them there, because they will be missing the football, they'll be missing their pals, you know what I mean? And anything you can do, I mean, it'd be good if we could all share it all. We'll take a video. So, for instance, you get 2 kids there and you get them to do a drill, and then you put that on the page and say, guys, this is what I'm looking for. I want you to see me in your videos, stuff like that. That's fine if you've got the time, but you're still working.
No,
so you can't, there's not really much time you've got, you know what I mean? And I don't see the good lady going in the back with the traffic cones and that with the weights, trying to get them to play football.
Well, she was, funny enough, she was actually out doing the Lucy's wee fitness strawberry the other day, a wee bit of planking and stuff like that. And she was, she was out that way. But it's, you know what, my normal life is working throughout the day, and then at night time I have been at football. But as you probably have seen through Facebook, my wife started her own wee flower business, so that's just blew. It's absolutely blew up. So every night it's
blooming in.
Blooming flower. So I've been out doing deliveries and stuff like that every night. I don't know if she'll let me go back to football training during the week.
As soon as you're a delivery driver.
I know I'm just a delivery driver. Yeah, but
you've got to make sort of a good situation out of the bad. So you're doing that, obviously, and it's good. Obviously, you have took your hand to that and doing the flowers and things like that. But obviously, as you say, you want to get back to the football as soon as possible, because we want to try and get a wee bit of normality back into not just the kids' lives, but everybody's lives. You know what I mean? And the sooner that comes, it'll be better. But we need to make, well, I know obviously the government's not going to just send us back wherever they want, but they're setting things in place where each week something's getting a wee bit better. You know what I mean? And I think the next thing is when the kids, see if the kids are going back to school, I don't understand, and I can't see then why no that they can't have back to football, back to coaching, playing the game. If you're taking the right measures, you mean you're keeping it's into maybe you've got a squad of 18, you've broken it down into
3 sixes.
And there's one coach working on that, and then you rotate. You know what I mean? They don't need to, there's no contact. They're just doing the fitness. They're doing ball work. They're doing running. They're just back in the fold to get a wee bit of teamwork back.
I really hope that's sooner rather than later. Especially young kids will lose interest.
Yep.
I think my kids are 12, 13. That's a funny age. I think the teenage age before 16, it's a funny age. Either continue your football or you fall away. You know that yourself. You've seen that. And I think the longer this goes on, the interest will disappear.
Because it's hard to keep them. It's hard to keep them motivated and
keep them motivated just now. Turning up to training, they're going out and about with their pal. Well, obviously they shouldn't be in this situation, but now as times went on and during lockdown, kids are out. They are out playing and stuff like that, and I think they needed that. When you go by places, you go by public parks just now.
All locked up, man. It's murder.
Well, I was going to say that they're locked up, but there's still wee patch like young boys, pals, friends, still kicking the ball about each other.
Aye.
So why? I don't know. It's getting into a political thing now. Why no? I was going to say why no open them up? Why let us go? Why no? Just let us go. A lot of coaches were getting a wee bit excited about phase 2 coming.
Aye. Well, I was myself. I was thought a lot of different things were changing, but
they were expecting, especially with coaching. I know what you were thinking. I won't happen in phase 2, but a lot of coaches were when phase 1 started to come up. Right, England and Northern Ireland, they were coming up with plans that you could do this. We got our plans last week, a week before, or maybe 10 days ago now. A week to 10 days before phase 2, and it was just basically it was pointless. It really was pointless. So we were expecting a wee bit more in this phase, but it's still
still a bit away for getting the football goes back out in the cones. What do you think then that when it gets back? What's your first thing as a team? How are you going to phase it back in? Because you can't just turn up and say, let's get it. It's like pre-season all again. Start from the scratch. You know what I mean?
We were a fit team, so we done a lot of fitness on a Tuesday night. Bob used to take them runs everywhere. Jack used to come back and I was like, we like that. Obviously, Tuesday's crazy for me because I wish I could split myself in 2. But I go to Big Math's house, drop my jack off, pick his jack up. Math takes my Jack down to the green. I take his Jack up to Whitehall, and Marr comes up and picks him up later on. So Jack comes up to Whitehall later on. I go, I was training the night. Where did you go? You're running, whatnot? And he goes, Both pad is up and down the Rotten Row Hill. Do you know what I mean? So they could be everywhere and anywhere. Downstairs or running right through the town, round laps round George Square or so on. They go absolutely everywhere and anywhere. But we were a fit team. So to see the boys when they come back, I don't know how they're going to be. I know I can only speak for him up the stair. He'll be blowing out his backside. So he's naturally fit, mind you, but I don't know.
It's a different. Obviously, it's a different type of fitness. For being
match
naturally fit,
fitness,
to be match fitness.
I think what my idea is, the first couple of times, I'm going to ask the boys what they want to do. You know what do you want to do? You have not seen each other. Do you want to hit shots? Do you want to just
make it fun?
Make it fun, because I think during this time in every normal day's life, we've realised, I think, a wee bit more what's important during lockdown. And I think, especially as coaches, we all say, we enjoy it. Sometimes it's stressful. You're screaming and bawling, you think back, why am I screaming and bawling? It's Wayne's football. Do you know what I mean? And I think maybe we need to take note. The fun side, they're still Wayne's at the end of the day. And I think you need to have a wee bit of fun with them as well at the same time. So I think when we gradually go back, the fitness will be there, but it will be fun fitness, I think, especially.
That's it. I think it needs to be fun so that they just get that buzz back as well. You know what I mean? Get the ball out, have a laugh, a joke, a carry on. There's loads of different things. I'm not going to sit here and try to tell you what to do, but I know the fact that as soon as it's back, you'll do what you want to do, and you'll make it exciting and best for them. You know what I mean?
There's loads of fun drills you can do. Fun drills that make them fall on their backside, but at the same time, learning the game. It's like going back to mini kickers. I absolutely loved mini kickers. I coached mini kickers and took mini kickers on a Tuesday night for 4 years or so on, 5 years, and I absolutely loved it. I come home absolutely knackered in a gym hall with 30 Waynes, mind you, but I loved it. I had the time of my life just carrying on, acting like I was 4 or 5 year old again with the Waynes and thinking up a new drills and so on. It's amazing. It's amazing that what football can do to people with a stupid wee ball. Like, the excitement and the levels enjoyment is crazy. It really is.
So going when you get back, what do you think then? I don't know. So you're having a side that's competitive. You were saying. So
yes.
Was that competitive before you stopped?
Yes, this was actually my first year at 11-a-side, so it was competitive. So it was start off obviously in Glasgow with the League Cup section, and the League Cup section last year, it was brilliant. We won every game, playing amazing football. Summer nights like this, 6 o'clock kicks off in the green. I love the nights, see the nights playing football.
Yep.
Amazing, absolutely amazing. With a lot of cancellations in the league games because obviously the bad weather we had, the crazy winds and so on. So during this period, what's happened here? I went all black, delete.
Right, so you're 11-a-side, so were you competitive before all this sort of came about?
We were. This was my first year at competitive football for my 2007s. Obviously in Glasgow and District League, you start off playing the League Cup section to determine basically what division you're going into. So we won every game. I think we played 5 games in the League Cup section. Topped it. Some of the goals, great games, plenty of summer night football. It was terrific. Down the green, 6 o'clock, 6:30 kick-off, sun shining, playing games, tough games as well. So I was really looking forward to getting into the league. But the league was stop, start for us, for everybody. So it was stop, start. And the rain and the wind, some days snow. It was games you were playing for 1 week, then after 2 weeks, try to get back in it again, then after another 2 weeks. So it was a tough one. So with a lot of cancellations. So on the lead-ups, the late nights were just starting to come in. And I was banging on to Paul and Mark in the green to find out when can we start using the grass again for the midweek games.
Right.
Like, a few weeks, a wee month, and you're watching the clock, you're looking at the clock, is it still light outside? Can we still manage to get a game? So we were looking forward to catching up in all our games during that period with the late nights, because there's nothing better. There's absolutely nothing better than nights like this, going out and playing football. But it wasn't to be, so we roll up and go again.
So when you go back, we just obviously everybody's moved on a wee bit, but you just possibly just start a new league again, or do you continue? What do you think? What's happening? Have you been told?
No, I think that it'll just be a new league. It'll be a new league cup section. You obviously apply for your league that you want to enter and so on. I think we'll be staying with Glasgow District, and it'll just be back to the league cup section. And then I actually feel for, see, during this, I think the biggest people that's missed out is the 2008s. I think the break between they run the league's small-sided games between March and November during the kind of school terms, if you want to call it. But I think the break between November and March is far too long for the kids. This YFA have got rulings in that you're not allowed to play football in January because you're unregistered, insurance purposes and so on. So January is a complete write-off. You're only supposed to start training, I think, in February. 9 times out of 10 for the last 5 years, as you probably know, that January's been absolutely fine weather-wise. Yeah. And then we get February, March, and we're getting hurricanes and snows and so on. So it's very frustrating, and exactly the same thing happened this year. The 2008, they're doing the transition between 7s and 11s, so they've been at 9-a-sides. So they played a handful of games between August and November, and then they got to March when it's all kicking off again, and they played 2 games, and some teams didn't even play any games. So between November and now, there's teams that's played 2 weeks of football. And that, to me, obviously this situation from March onwards is completely new to everyone, but even for 4 months without football is a long time between March and November.
Especially it's trying to keep kids motivated and keep them involved in the game. And
what I used to do when we stopped playing our league games coming to November, I used to just phone my pals and to coach the other teams and just, right, I've got 3 dates, Friday nights down the green. Who wants to come what date? And we used to arrange friendlies and keep the boys ticking through to December, playing friendlies on a Friday night.
That's all you can do. Keep them motivated, keep them the passion going. I mean, keep the fitness up, the match fitness as well as that. But that's, as you say, that's all you can do. If some teams have only played 2 games between November and March, well, now because all this has happened, it's not really good to name. I mean, what is that? What advert's that for the game to these boys? You know what I mean? Or I've been training for 6-8 months and I've had 2 games.
It's the same with the 5-a-side, the 2012s, 11s. I can't remember who's at 5-a-sides now. This year now. They've only been at 5-a-sides for a few months as well, and then they're bouncing straight in the 7-a-sides now. So they're missing out now. A lot of people's missing out in Fun Fours.
Development, innit? They're missing out in development.
I used to say that I thought I could tell the difference between a kid that's played Fun Fours when they went to Super 5s. I always thought you could tell the difference, but there's going to be a big 6 months of difference of not being able to play that fun football, as you want to call it.
Aye. To get enjoyment out of it before it gets to the next level.
When you go to 5-a-side, you've got a goalie. Do you know what I mean? So you're protecting the goal in Fun Fours, even though teams do it. You're supposed to not have a goalie, but you've actually got a physical goalie now at 5-a-side, so you're protecting your goal. You don't want to lose goals.
And the game changes as well. The dimensions of the game change. If you don't have an MD, all right, somebody might have been staying back and patrolling the goal, but now you've physically got a body in there to stop the goal. You know what I mean?
That's it.
Aye.
Bigger goals and stuff like that. So it is, the development's going to be big, I think, especially for these guys, especially for the young ones.
So you're
because we've got a great setup. So we've got a great way of working just now through our mini kickers, right through to all our age groups. It's been, to have everything in place, it's been absolutely terrific. So it is early years to see the transition. See, when I got involved with the mini kickers, it was back then with me, Chris and Michael sitting outside, and then all of a sudden we were involved with Bobby as well. and then Woody disappeared. Funny enough, after that, but to see the progression, from where we kind of started, from we were at mini kickers, to have Chris's team, 2006s, still going on for all these years, and then it was my 2007s, and then it was 2008s, and see the progression with all the teams. It's been, to see all the boys that's still there, from the mini kickers still there at Chris's team, and now they're adults. I'm going to like Cole Jackson.
Yep.
I don't know if you know Cole, Danny Jackson. I seen Cole not long ago, and I was like, where did you come from? He's nearly bigger than me.
Streets right up.
Big deep voice, and I'm like, it's crazy to see. I remember him when he was 5-year-old and he was playing mini kickers, and now he's.
That's one of the questions. Next, do you think then you'll see? We're seeing it. I mean, we're seeing it with the other boys coming through, like young Jay Wallace and things like that. John Robertson playing with the 21s, whatever it is, coming up and playing for the amateurs. Do you see there'll be kids there? I mean, like Chrissy Watson's a perfect example. Because they've been there, as you're saying, 5, 6, 7, 8 years now. Do you see any of them coming right through the full way?
No, I do. I think we've been banging on this for actually, when I was listening to that lockdown questions, a lot of people said this, and we need the continuation or the progression. We've been close to having every age group a number of times. But again, going back to these funny ages where teams just kind of disappear. Right now we've got under the 21s, we've got the oldest one now is the 04s.
Right.
04s, so they'll be 16 now, aren't they? 16. So obviously last year.
There's talk of the 21s going just 21s is basically getting took care for the 20s now, because they're saying under 20 football is taking over.
Yes.
The 21s. So then if you get to 20, then your next step is, if you're not going to make it to getting picked up with somebody, then it's amateur football for you. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, some of the boys are good enough and they're strong enough, but you would still want them to play as much as possible as the juniorish type football.
They need to
as much as they can to toughen up.
I think they need to stick, if they can play under 20s, stick to under 20s. Don't make the jump to amateurs just yet. The amateurs and stuff like that's always going to be there. I wouldn't rush yourself. So I think over the years we've got closer and closer, and I think with the structure we've got in place at mini kickers, and I was actually talking to Leanne about this earlier on. I'm so glad we've got the mini kickers in place, because see, like next year, for example, the 2015s, which is crazy to even think 2015 years old, born, are going to play Fun Fours. See, if we never had the mini kickers in place, we would have to put an advertisement out to say we're looking to start a 2015 age group.
Yep.
Well, no, what's the word that we used? Bring your players down, bring the boys and girls down.
Aye, because
they hold a trial. Or
you've probably seen the adverts. They're looking for a boy at 7-year-old who's got experience in at left back, right back, goalkeeper. When you're an experienced goalkeeper, they're 7.
It's crazy because
what experience have they got? They've been playing football for their 5.
Exactly. The structure that we've got in place, that we put in place, is amazing, because we've got our mini kickers. This year's 2015, so we would just be going, right, who's the 2015 born? Lift them all up, get the coach in, there's your team, we're ready to go.
Yep.
And the conveyor belt it's just a continuation with the mini kickers, because we've got the mini kickers still coming in. Next year it'll be 2016s and so on. So it's the structure we've got in place for the kids, it's phenomenal. So the progression is there. We've only got a gap. In fact, we don't have a gap under 2004s. 2003s under there, 2002s. That was a big loss, 2003s. They were a very good team. So they were. But under that, we've got 2005s, 2006s, 7s, 8s, 9s, 10s, 11s, 12s, 13s. We've got the 14s started up as well. Plus, we've got also all the years are there. So we are closing the gap. We just need to, next year with the 2004s and 5s and so on, and then keep that going.
I know we've got ones coming up, but it's the ones that we've got up to keep playing together. As you see, we lost a team which was a good team, but we need to then figure out what went wrong here. How could we have supported that infrastructure a bit better? Was it somebody else that could have went in and stepped in and took care and let them take a wee back seat for a while till they come back? Was it I mean, was it
That's
too
it.
much on the rain?
It's a hard one. Obviously, I can understand John's reasons for obviously stepping back, but it's a hard one. It's a hard one for all us guys because we already take teams. We already work full time. We're all maybe involved in our team, so it's a hard one to kind of step in place.
It's not as if, Jamie, it's not as if it wasn't tried. I mean, the amount of posts and texts and messages floating about between here, there, and everywhere to try and keep that going. And it's so hard, as you say, when you get people have got work commitments, people have got a life, people have got 1, 2, maybe even involved 3, 4 nights a week with 2 or 3 different teams. So it was hard, but no, there was nothing that could be done any more than what we tried today.
It's not just the 03s, it's a sad day when all the teams call it a day, like 2000s was another smashing team, Jamie Mark. When I just got involved in Finnart, I used to go and watch them on a random night and I loved it, absolutely loved it, watching them. So I did.
Cracking team, absolutely cracking
boys. As you say, good bunch of boys, and a lot of them are kind of still all of them are kind of about the amateurs and stuff like that, 21s and so on, so it is really good to see. It's actually quite funny because they used to come down, the boys used to come down and help me with mini kickers as well. So they did some of the boys, like they all done the 99s.
Yep.
Mark Ainsley's boys, they used to come down and help with mini kickers on a Tuesday and stuff like that as well. So seeing them play and stuff like that now, and they've obviously got their own, some of them have got their own kids. That's continuation as well.
You're saying there that seeing the boys that are playing in the older age group, so to speak, coming and helping the younger age group kids. That's brilliant enough because it gives them a sense of like worth that they're not just there to play. They're there obviously to help and coach the other kids. So it's like they're wee mentors. You know what I mean? The younger kids will look up to them and so forth. Some
of them are doing it through obviously college and stuff like that, sports coaching and so on. So it was giving them experience because I remember the first time I went down, and it was just basically, you know yourself, in Marr primary in the gym hall. The kids would have ran early tappy if they could. They would have took advantage of you as much as they can. And I was like a wee mouse, absolute mouse. And knew when I was doing it for so many years, and then I turned up and I see new coaches doing it. I'm like, they're dead quiet. They need to make their presence, get their voice echoing around the gym hall and so on. But when you do that at the start, it's like everything in life. You're shy and you're in your wee shell. I'm like that. That's what me and Brian were talking about. See, like going back to watch amateurs. Obviously, I've not been there for ages, and I take in some games, but I don't see anything. I just stand at the side, and then you got the like come in the dressing room and enter. I'm like, no, because you don't want to talk because some of the boys don't know you. I know a lot of the team. No, mate, I'm probably not about 90%, but it's not the point. It's no. I've not got any right to go down and start shouting and bawling at them because Toby just decided to turn back up. I mean, it's. But any people say, no, well, you should because you see it. Tell them you're only supporting them, you're not giving them grief. You saw something that they've missed or you've seen something that could have been better done. But it's still hard to get that voice back and to be that person in the gym hall with 30, 40 kids running about, and you need to be heard. So you need to be no loud, but really loud. And you should make sure your presence is there. Aye. It's funny because it was crazy on a Tuesday night. It was, as I said, I took the mini kickers for years, and I was lucky that I had Bob and Alan to take my own teams. So I can leave them. They've been doing coaching for years as well now, so it's great to have the guys been able to do that, and it lets me go away and do other club things. Yep. But I used to phone Alan on a Tuesday night and say, Alan, like my wee cousin Chloe and Uncle Jim, they were at mini kickers for years with me as well. Chloe was excellent with the kids, and so was Jim. But when they couldn't make it, I used to phone Alan and say, Alan, Chloe can't make it tonight. You got to come down, keys it on. And I loved it. It was just me and Alan in the gym hall with the Waynes having a laugh and a carry on. It's great. So it was. But, so, see, like going forward, right? What do you want for your teams for next season first and foremost? And we always talk about this for the club. What do you want to see the future in Finnart? I mean, the list is endless, but what is the most important thing you think for the club to be trying to push towards? I think for my own team, I want to see us playing week in, week out. I know it's hard with the weather and so on, but I want to see us playing week in, week out first of all, because we've got the making a good team, very good team. and we were getting our rhythm back. So we were at the end of the season there. We're getting good results against good teams, because I think in Glasgow 2007, it's a strong league, strong age group overall. Not even just Glasgow, overall it's very, very strong. I think it's stronger than some of the age groups around about us. But that's where you want to be. You want to be playing in the competitiveness, and the teams in the Division A that we were in, it's really, really strong, really competitive, really hard games, physical. The skill level was phenomenal. Do you know what? They say in Scotland the skill level and stuff like that isn't there. It is there. There's kids out there that can do things with a ball that a Brazilian kid can do. It's just finding that, I think, right mentality, and that's maybe another subject we could talk later on. There another one of these or whatever. But going with the 2010s as well, I just really want them to kick on as well what they were doing, because we had three good teams, three good competitive teams who was playing against good teams as well, and tiered, playing against the teams at their level. So it's terrific to see that going forward with them. And that's just not even just our age group, all our age groups, because right down from the top to the bottom, we've got good teams. The amateurs right now have got the best team they've had in a long time. Really exciting team going forward. And do you know what, I'm going to give the other wee teams I mentioned, but the girls have got some cracking players. They're all crazy, mind you, absolute crazy, but they've got some cracking players, and I think if they continue to mould together, they'll have a good team. So they're all a very good team. Some of the other wee age groups, some of the wee players are phenomenal as well, even at that wee tiny age. And some of them are getting looked at with clubs already. Some of them are at St Mirren, Motherwell, Hamilton, and so on. So the future is bright. It's definitely bright. But for the younger ones, I think for the overall, what I want for the club, again, it's going back to the lockdown questions. Everybody said the same answer at the end, but it's true. I think we've been pushing for it for the last, don't know how many years. We're getting there. We're getting close, but we need our own facility. 100% need our own facility to grow to the level that we want to grow to, or we should be with the amount of teams and kids and coaches. We need our own facility, and if we got that wee kickstart, obviously we had the Richmond Park before, but it was hurdle upon hurdle upon hurdle. If we get the right support and the right backing, and we could go on to anywhere we want. I look at the West of Scotland League now, the newly created league.
Yep.
Brilliant idea, absolute fantastic idea, and it's a long time coming. That needs to be a goal as well. It needs to be there. The professional footballers, there's an opportunity there to get involved, so you can go as big as you want now. What do you think?
To get to that is a target, so to see that it's no out of this world to think that you could actually possibly be in that West of Scotland League at one time. You know what I mean?
No,
I mean, look at BSC. They don't have their own ground as yet. I'm still sure they don't.
No, they're still
at the hour, aren't they?
Yeah, they're still at the hour.
So I mean, so that's obviously something that's achievable. I mean, they just came out of the blue, because they weren't as if they were going about for hundreds of years or whatever, or 50, 60 years. They just basically started up, had a plan, and people there motivated and pushed it. So I totally agree with you that they should be aiming for that as well. But we're in facilities.
There's amateur teams there just now, isn't it?
That's it.
So, and it's going to be, especially the Premier next year, it's going to be a great league. So I'm actually looking forward to it. Continuing watching the certain teams play. So I'm looking forward to it.
Jimmy, it's been good, mate. So always finishing up, you've got to ask you a wee bit about yourself, obviously. What do you get out of it? What do you get out of football?
Oh, I hate it. I absolutely hate it. No, do you know what? I think the biggest thing that I get out of it is seeing the enjoyment in the kids' faces. I think that's the biggest thing for me. I think as well, as Finnart, I think everybody knows Finnart, especially in the East End. So if you're walking about with your Finnart trackie on and people's giving you the old eye or whatever, who's that badge? I feel a wee bit of sense of pride in that as well, because I know I've worked hard. Not just me, everybody's worked hard. A lot of people involved over the years has worked very hard to get Finnart the name it is, to get the structure in place. The mini kickers right through to the amateurs. The amateurs were obviously there first and created so many successes over the years. But to consider continuation, I think is one of the biggest ones for me. To look at, I get obviously emails for a lot of age groups, and to see that email coming through with Finnart everywhere, or a Sunday afternoon to see the fixtures getting put up, to see Finnart all your social media, I feel the sense of pride in that as well, to see we've worked hard to achieve this. We've got, I don't even know the final figure, but it's well over 300 kids involved.
Right.
And that, to have that number of kids involved in the East End, you want to say hi?
And who is it?
It's Toby.
Hi, Toby.
Oh,
Do you want a new haircut?
oh, it's lovely.
That's how it plays football, by the way, how it kicks boys. So to have all the kids involved, I think that's phenomenal. It really, really is. For if places that you want to call a deprived area in the East End of Glasgow, to give these opportunities for kids to go and play football, to give the kids an opportunity to be part of something so big. And I think, again, if we do have our own facilities and we've got a big badge and outside and so on, the pride that you would feel in that is...
Aye. That's pretty much the idea behind this, is to promote it a wee bit more, to try and make us, I know, as you just said, the whole East End knows all about Finnart, but just to get us out there more, get us more in the social media light, keep banging on, getting people to share it, getting the parents to involve, get the kids involved. I mean, there's going to be opportunities. I want to basically get every coach possible in this, get every player possible in it. Even though there's fans there, know what I mean?
Can we bring her back?
Oh, no, not tonight. Not tonight. But that's it. The game, the ultimate game, is to give everybody an opportunity to talk about their Finnart, because everybody's Finnart's different. Know what I mean?
I was going to say everybody's Finnart is completely different.
We're going through the stage with Phil's Finnart is 4 decades. Know what I mean? That's how, like, when we were talking about the lockdown questions, he's only done one now because he was thinking way back to the start. Now he's got his next 10.
I've heard half of them already.
I
went down and I was stuck with him for about an hour telling me about all them early years. So I'll do these lockdown questions if you want.
I was we went a line past the street the other day, shouted them down for a wee blather and all, but it's good, and I think it's a long time coming. I've been talking about this sort of a stuff, doing like podcast or doing a video, maybe for about 6-7 years, and it's just absolute laziness, to be honest, that it's not been done.
It's getting off every night of the week, never mind stuff.
I know, but it's just good to get it actually physically out there now. We get our own YouTube channel, get it on, shout about sponsors and what have you, things like that. So
that's going back to the same thing about the quality mark. Like in the last couple of years, the quality mark changed. It went from a big folder that you used to have to online, and Gary Dunlop done some amount of work to get that online and to get us recredited again, because it was...
Because it's not people just think... I think some people think once you've got it. No, you need to maintain it. There's a standard in it. There's a standard you've set, and you need to maintain that standard. And there's sometimes you go
off again. So
that's it. Pretty much it. I've just got one minute to ask you. You're on a desert island. You're allowed to take 3 luxury items, but neither of them can contact the outside world. You can listen in, but you can't talk to them, and they can't talk to you. So, what 3 luxury items would you take to a desert island?
3 luxury items?
Yes.
I can't talk to them?
No, you can listen in. So, Brian had an Alexa. So you can have something that you can still see what's happening, but you can't physically do anything to speak to them, to communicate them.
Maybe a wee camera in my living room, and the Waynes and Leanne are eating their dinner or making their dinner, because that's always fun and games. That would keep me chuckled and entertained, fighting each other 24/7. I think I would need Rangers TV. I know. And the last one, probably my phone. Am I allowed to use my phone? Am I allowed to take my phone?
No phone, because you're not allowed to contact end it.
We can have it blocked. So I might not pay my bill.
Nah, because you're still wanting incoming. So you can't speak to anybody, or you can't physically, they can't see you, but you can see that they're doing. So you've got a CCTV unit, say for instance, you've got your telly to watch your football and one other thing.
Am I allowed to take any people with me?
Aye, anything, three luxury items.
3 lots, right?
So you've used
I
two.
want to use 2.
You've got between the misses and the two ends. I'll just trade the other 2 back in.
She's growling at me now, so I have to trade them back in and take the 3 then.
See, it's a hard one, mate. It's a hard one, especially when you're put in the spot. Know what I mean? But
It is a hard one. It is a hard one. I don't think you ever really. I know you have a laugh and a joke when you're sitting in work or whatever, and you're talking about the rubbish to each other, or like this, talking about the rubbish to each other, and you actually start to think about stuff like that. It's very hard. So you obviously your family and that comes first and so on, but it would be hard to live without your phone now, isn't it?
Definitely, mate. Definitely, because as things are evolving, phones are bigger. I mean,
they're not just phones.
I remember my first phone, right? Pay as you go. Wasn't even. I got it off my wee brother. Right, there you go. He does it. Right, and it was. I thought a pay as you go. Now I don't mind saying this. I look right stupid. The advert was putting money in the phone. I'm going, what do you put money in the phone? It's a pay as you go phone. How do you put money in? Know what I mean? It stored 10 mobile phone numbers. I didn't know 10 people with a phone.
No, that's it. I think it was only 3 people. I had a Motorola Orange.
Know what I mean? So
they're that size.
And when the area went out, it was about that size, mega. So that was just things.
Look at this. We're doing with phones now. We're sitting on this talking to each other, and
technology's changing every day of the week, mate. So you'd probably be in a desert island, you wouldn't be that far away, to be honest, for getting half it. Know what I mean? So, but Jamie, good luck for obviously the season coming up with both teams when it resumes, and keep up the great work what you're doing. Not just on the pitch, mate, but obviously off the pitch as well. And the commitment you're putting in with the coaches, the committee stuff, things like that. Long may it continue, mate.
I think it's nearly time to retire, isn't it?
Well, pass the baton on. There must be somebody else floating about there.
There must be somebody else getting this conversation with.
That's it. But thanks, Jamie. Thanks for taking the time.
No
insight.
at all. And
an insight to what the academy is about, the kids set up, and Finnart in general, mate. So thanks very much, I
wish the podcast all the best, and I'm sure I'll know about the last time I'll be on it. I actually can't wait to see it in its full flow after social distancing, because this thing can only get bigger and better.
Well, that's shame, mate. We want to be getting around a table, know what I mean, rather than just myself and yourself. Like we're around a table with 2, 3, 4 people, and then we can all get involved, know what I mean? It can be in stages and parts and things like that. So it's only going to get better, as you say, mate. But again, thanks very much, Jamie. And
no problem. Enjoy the rest of your night. On the start.